After leaving Roscoff, we head west along the Brittany coast until it's time to turn south.
Got a nice day, we got our crew out. It's a bit of breeze, not much, but hopefully the tide is going to start to turn in our favour, and we're heading for the Canal du Fort of the coast of Brittany. So yeah, looking good.
The Canal du Fort is a narrow channel between the western tip of Brittany and the Isle of Ushant that's known for its fearsome tides. It's crucial to time your passage through. If you're fighting a foul tide, you can literally find yourself at a standstill. As we round the corner, the tide turns in our favour, and a dolphin pops up to say hello. For the rest of the afternoon, we motor sail through the channel in calm conditions. That evening, we arrive in the port of Camaret, with a bunch of trawlers abandoned on the beach. Here, Rose and Adam have to leave us to get back to their busy lives. Next day, Tor and I are off again, and we've still got dolphins for company.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Really turning into a beautiful day. We're sailing towards the Raz de Sein, which is the second sort of bottleneck you have to go around after the Canal du Fort to get to South Brittany. So we spent last night in Camaret. Adam and Rose had to go back to the UK, unfortunately. It's been fantastic having them on board. They were great fun. Top crew. So now we're lucky. We've got a day. There's wind from a good direction. The sea's pretty calm, and we're aiming to get to the Raz de Sein at slack tide, which is what you should do to get around it. So far so good on the outing to South Brittany.
The Raz de Sein is a famous bottleneck, which pilot books advise must be treated with extreme caution, only to be crossed at neaps in slack tides with moderate winds. As we get there, things roughen up.
Okay, so we're in the Raz de Sein, or the Raz de Sein, I don't know how you pronounce it, which is this really narrow channel between an island and the mainland, where the tides funnel through at very high speed. We're here in pretty much neaps. There's not much wind, and we're pretty much on slack water, which is what you should do to cross it. There's a load of boats around doing the same thing, but it's still pretty rough. There's lots of cross waves, boats tilting backwards and forwards. So what it would be like under bad conditions with high winds and fast tides, I hate to think. Definitely a place where you've got to be very careful when you approach it, when you cross it. You don't want to just randomly turn up.
Finally we get through and things calm down. Then we moor up in the river at the delightful little town of Audierne, where we spend a couple of days. But now, unfortunately, the weather turns wet and stormy. We decide to moor the boat for a while and rent a car and an Airbnb in the quaint village of Auray. From here, we explore the beautiful old town of Vannes. Check out the Morbihan archipelago and the Neolithic burial chamber at Gavrini, called by some the Sistine Chapel of the Stone Age. Then we visit the extraordinary site of Karnak.
I'm at the standing stones of Karnak, the alignement, and I must say I'm completely bowled over by my first view of them. Look, this is just a tiny proportion of them. There are 3,000 stones, over 4 kilometers, laid out in rows, and no one has any idea why. They have nothing to do with the rising or the setting of the sun. And I just feel moved to tears with the mystery and beauty of this human effort to transmit some kind of a message to us in the future. I just find it so beautiful, and I'm unbelievably grateful to be here. So there are 2 theories why the stones might be laid out in this way. One of them is that they're laid out in an east to west orientation in an avenue, a bit like the corridor or the nave of a church, leading up to usually either a circular or rectangular place at the top where the chiefs of the religion used to hold their rituals, and that this pattern was aped by the architects of Christian churches which came after. And the other theory is that because the stones run east to west, if you looked at them either from approaching them from the sea, from the south, or approaching them from the mountains to the north, then they would appear like a wall. And so they would be not necessarily defensive, but a dissuasive kind of structure, indicating the power of the people who lived here. So those are the current hypotheses.
After the mysteries of Karnak, it's time to get back on the water and continue our journey southwards.
So we're on our way to Belle-Île. There's just been enough wind for us to sail slowly, and so it's been very calm and gentle. And it's lovely. It's sunny and it's fairly warm, and it's a beautiful spot. So that's great. And we're going to go to this gorgeous place, Belle-Île.
Eventually we get to Belle-Île's northern port, Soissons.
It's amazing to be here. We've just arrived in this cute little port of Soissons, which is the second port of Belle-Île. And I'm so glad we came here by boat. It feels like it's an experience that many people who arrive in Belle-Île wouldn't have, just arriving in this almost untouched little port, just a handful of boats. It feels like such a privilege to be here. So yeah, this feels like it's what it's all about. I think this might be the first day we haven't had any rain. It's been clear sunshine during the whole crossing from Ile de Groix, the last island we were on, and just, smooth sailing, wind at most at 10, but just beautiful, gorgeous sunshine the whole way. And it feels so restful to sit here with a cup of tea and actually feel warm and not wet. I think I've spent a lot of the trip so far feeling as though most of my clothes have been wet, and when were they ever going to get dry? So yeah, I had a lovely swim this morning. I've had an enjoyable ride. I've got my cup of tea. We're about to take the dinghy onto the island and explore a bit, find a place where we can buy fresh fruit and veg to cook our meal on the boat tonight. and continue with our exploration and adventures on the island tomorrow. So yeah, I'm really happy. I'm so glad we made it, and I'm so glad we didn't turn back, because there were moments when I completely lost my sense of humour and I wanted to turn back because I just didn't know that we would have this experience of sitting in a beautiful, peaceful bay in the sunshine. So yeah, it's all been worth it.
We spend nearly a week on this beautiful island. And because it's Brittany, there are, of course, standing stones.